this just shocked the world, the passing of the legend, right? Words don't describe Doyle Brunson. But I want to honor his life by sharing my favorite story with Doyle. I was fortunate to be able to cross paths with him numerous times throughout my poker career. So it's around 2007, and it's just like a weekday afternoon, and I'm playing in the Bellagio, playing like 10-20 no limit. It's the biggest game running. It's in the upper section, and the floor comes over to me randomly, and he says, "Hey Alec, Doyle just walked in with his entourage, a couple of friends, clients, whatever. They want to play big, and they're shorthanded. There's only 4 of them. There's Doyle and 3 other people. Do you want to play?" And I'm like, okay, sure, of course I'd love to play. So he walks me over to Bobby's room, and they're playing big, but I had just come off a huge win. I won the F-Tops, which was the biggest tournament in online history at the time on Full Tilt Poker. And that year, 2007, I had ran up $1 million playing cash games on Full Tilt Poker as one of the biggest winners. So I'm, booming with confidence, and I'm ready to take my shot. I come back to the US. I actually don't even know if this was 2007 or 2008, if I was even 21 at the time, but I'd been playing in Vegas for years with a fake. And I'm like, this is my chance. Like, I had always dreamed of playing in Bobby's room. Of course, every poker player wants to play there. And I get this invite with Doyle. So I'm like, okay. So I go over, I walk in, Doyle's there with his cowboy hat, and he greets me. He's like, "Howdy, we're playing 200, 400. Take a seat. Let's start." And I sit down, and I only had brought maybe, 25, 30,000 with me. I think we're playing 10-20, so that's a lot of money for that game. And I wasn't expecting to play big. So I have my rack, and it's, orange chips and a couple black chips, whatever, the $100 chips. And I'm telling Doyle, I'm like, "Look, I didn't bring enough with me. I only have this much." Without flinching, he reaches down in his stack and throws me 5 $5,000 chips, which are called flags because they're red, white, and blue. So he just throws me the chips. He says, "I'm in for half. Let's play." And so I'm like, oh my God, this is like surreal, right? This is something out of a movie. Like, Doyle Brunson just stakes me for half in this high stakes game. And I'm playing with Doyle and his 3 businessmen friends. So we sit down, we start playing. It's evening time, 8 o'clock. They're ordering Opus 1, wine and oysters and seafood towers and all this food. We're drinking, we're having fun, go through a couple bottles throughout the course of the night, play for 6-8 hours till, 4 in the morning, and I win. It's obviously a great game. It's me and Doyle and 3 other of his clients, and so it's an amazing game. I crush it, I win a lot, I pay Doyle half, and apparently, I made an impression on him. Like, this, was a lasting sort of impression because, a year later, 2 years later, 2009, he has Doyle's room, which is, his poker site, and they want to create a group of ambassadors, which they call the Brunson 10. And so I was extremely honored to be the first one signed to the Brunson 10. I was the first pro signed there. And so over the years, from that point on, I got to spend some time with Doyle. So we would go around and we were in London, for example, but we would go to different poker events and do press and, wear the Doyle's patch and play poker on televised games and whatever. And so one time we're in London, we're there for a poker event, and we all go out to dinner with some of the members from the team and some of the members from Doyle's room, the poker site. And I get to sit right next to Doyle. So we're at dinner, I think we're at the Dorchester Hotel in London, and he starts just we're just talking, it's like a casual sort of personal time where we're just opening up and sharing stories, having wine, having fun. And it goes through a number of stories in this dinner, some of which, general stories of Doyle you could read in The Poker Wisdom of a Champion, which I read in high school, had a huge impact on me. And just to see the life of a professional player, like a legend like Doyle. So that's a great read. And so he tells me these stories, and one of them, I'll share with you quickly. He's basically won so much playing in these games, and he didn't know what to do with the money. He just won a lot of money, and he's sends out an expedition to go find Bigfoot in Alaska, right? So he's just telling me all these crazy stories about, poker from once upon a time and coming up. It just really stuck with me. That dinner was so impactful. It was one of those few moments in my career, also playing high stakes cash with Ivey. There's these few moments that really stand out, and they're really impactful and meaningful, and they're memories that I have very clearly and vividly, and that I'll always remember. And just Doyle coming up, gave me a lot of confidence that I could be a professional poker player. I could live my dreams. Reading that book as a kid and then getting to that point where I was, sitting there at the table with him and we're talking, it was just like so meaningful to me. It was like one of the most meaningful interactions that I've had. And I share actually my best piece of advice that Doyle ever gave me in this video right up here. And I put that out on my channel a couple years ago. And that advice had always stuck with me. And I often think about that. Like even when I'm debating which direction I want my life to go and what I want to do, I think about the advice from that video that Doyle gave me. So that's something that he shared with me at that dinner as well. So definitely check that out. And I just want to commemorate Doyle's life. I mean, he's impacted so many people in so many ways. It's so cool to see everyone on Twitter coming out and sharing their best Doyle story. And I thought it was only fair that I share mine as well, because coming up in poker, I don't think I'd be where I am without Doyle, without the influence that he had on me, the inspiration that he gave me. And I really looked up to him through those years in my, just coming up, just starting to be a professional. Like I said, I don't even know if I was 21 at the time, so it was only a couple years into my professional poker journey. And just having his guidance and mentorship and wisdom and inspiration, I really feel like had a significant impact on me. And so I want to send condolences to Doyle and his family, and just honor a great living legend. It's days like today where they really make you stop and reflect just about what's important and how fleeting life is and time is. And it makes me want to just love a little bit harder, judge a little bit less, be a little bit more forgiving, because all of our times come and go. And I really woke up very sad today. It very much hit me, seeing someone that shaped my life in so many ways and that I was so blessed to be able to cross paths with and spend time with the past. And it just hit me, and I'm really sad. So I want to wish everyone a lot of love, a lot of kindness, a lot of joy on your journey. You never know where life's going to take you, and let's enjoy it while we can. Much love, everyone. See ya.